tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Obviously, I practice like singing in front of the mirror with like something. Do you see how like I'm into it I am? I'm really good at lip singing.
This was one of my favorite songs back in the day, A Little Too Late, and we thought because tonight's episode is called A Little Too Late, we would play our main girl, Jojo. So as you can see, Miss Megan Stacker is not here today.
She's not here. I thought you were gonna say it was one of my favorite episodes, but then you said favorite songs, and I was like, okay, it was definitely not one of our favorite episodes. It was a little slow, but it's okay. We're definitely going to bring you some fun for this after show. So, Dan, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me. It's not a little too late to follow me. You can still follow me, guys. It's okay. At Dan Babic on Instagram, and then at Dan Babic with an underscore on the tweet.
Tweet.
On the tweet.
And you can find me on Twitter at Justine DiVanna3 and on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine. I actually did a look from the Oscars. Ooh. And this one is the oh my god, I am like the worst with names. Rooney Mara. I always say her name.
Rooney Mara.
See, I always say Mara. I always say Mara. Okay, but I want to call it Rooney Mara. Okay, Rooney Mara, whatever. I did her look, and because it's kind of like super simple and classic, and I don't know, I'm really into that, so you could check it out. It's going to be out tomorrow. It's like a little Instagram video. So I just did the Oscar show tonight for AfterBuzz too, so check that out.
Good for you. And just quickly before we get into it, what do we think of the Oscars? Who do we like? Who do we not like? What were your thoughts?
That's not what the show is, Dan. Come on, let's get into Vanderpump.
Yeah, no
fine.
Oscars.
We'll get into Vanderpump, but I got some tweets today. We'll do it at the end about what we thought about the Oscars. So we'll get into it after the show. So, tonight's episode. Let's get into it, because it was between Stacy and Katie. Katie was kind of saying it's a little too late, girl, and I wanted to know what you originally thought, because I know that you have some thoughts about this show which aren't too good anymore, and you're thinking it's starting to fall off the bandwagon, not as interesting, and just too much drama.
See, I of course still love the show, hence why we do the after show. I just think I feel like maybe they're starting to, I think they're trying to drag it out a little longer. Like, I feel like the season, it's just, there's kind of not really a lot going on anymore. A lot of the main things happened in the beginning and the middle, and now the end's kind of, running along. I think we haven't seen James in a long time, and I feel like, I guess he's not as interesting anymore, because he just hasn't really been around. But it seems the last couple of weeks have been really about Katie and Scheana and Katie and Tom. Katie seems to be in it a lot.
Totally. Okay, I think we're going to mix it up a little. You know how we follow the narrative. We go from what happened at the start to what happened at the end. But I just want to let it flow a bit more naturally and just talk about the episode in a more organic manner, because the narrative of this episode fucking sucked from start to finish. I was not into it, so I thought, let's just talk about the little bits here and there that we did like, because we're talking about James, and I know that's at the end.
Yeah.
But I was extremely disappointed with James yet again, because I think it is one thing to, badmouth your friends, badmouth this person, badmouth that person, but I just always say, do not air your dirty laundry on your family on national TV or international TV as it is now, because it's screened in over 140 countries around the world. And to say that his mother's a disgrace and that his mother reminds him of Kristen, I thought was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that was really, really intense, especially because he's called Kristen the meanest names literally ever, and the fact that he's comparing them to comparing his mom to her. Like, what does that say about your mom? Because he makes his mom sound amazing, and then he goes and says stuff like that, so it's a little confusing. I mean, what did you think about, after he said that she's the same kind of person as Kristen, he said that he's going to quit the alcohol, get fit, and then his mom says something along the lines of, we got to get you your Calvin Klein's, get him an ad, like, one of those model ads in New York. I feel like the dynamic between them, I just have a feeling that it wasn't really a mother-son relationship. I feel like it was more of a friendship, because of seeing the way he acts toward her and the way she's talking to him. That's the feeling I get. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. Like, it's funny because originally we really liked Mum when she first kind of came in because Mum was hot, Mum was a MILF, Mum kind of swore, set things off guard. But he's really mentally disturbed, that guy. He really is. And I mean, we've even seen it when we've had guests come onto the show. They've said that he really is really hard to read. And he does come from, it is fact, from, you know, a family that did abuse alcohol. He does come from a family of alcoholics, and it is hard to break that cycle. And it sucks that on such a cheap and just trashy show that he would bring his mum onto that and to throw her down with that. I think it's one thing to kind of say, and I'm not trying to throw my moral high horse because I'm like, I'll do anything for a laugh, I'll do anything for a funny comment or, you know, to boost ratings. But that is just as low as you can go.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that I come from a very, very big alcoholic family too, and like you don't see me acting like that. I think that a lot of it, I think he has a problem. That's the difference. Is I think he has a problem. I don't have a problem, so it's very hard to really put myself in his shoes. But at the same time, the way he's treating his like mom, the way you're treating your parent, like that's fine. Okay, she abused alcohol, but like. My family did too, and I'm not treating them that way.
Totally, and I think it's...
And he wasn't drunk. He was sober.
No, he was. It was good. And I think it's actually his way of trying to get revenge on his mum. Because you can see there's a lot of hurt there and all of that. But one thing that really impressed me about tonight is because we always know my Oprah moment's coming in every single show.
What's your Oprah moment?
It was actually Schwartz. I'm actually going to read it out. I wrote it down when he because we always think he's, you know, the nice one, not too smart, just kind of there to look good, and that's about it. But he said to Katie just before she was going, he wasn't saying to Katie, so he was discussing it around all of the boys about obviously the horrible text that Katie sent him saying, I wish I was never with you and all of that. He said she spun a story just to fit her narrative. And I thought that was really interesting because coming from a psychology background, which I do, a lot of people, the way the brain works is we create stories in our head to understand things. So, for example, there's like kind of two ways. If someone's running late, there's kind of two classic things our brain does. They're running late simply because of the situation, because of traffic or whatever it was, or they're running late because they are a lazy, disgusting person. And it's like a personal attack. So you either blame it on the situation or blame it on the person's characteristics.
Yeah.
And she was kind of blaming it on Tom's characteristics, saying he's a bad person, that doesn't have her back, that he really doesn't want to marry her and all of that. When in actual fact, he had her back all along and she was actually acting out of line.
Yeah.
And she was creating a story in her head to fit what she believed to be true for herself, that she's right, that she's in control, and Tom is the one that needs to improve in the relationship.
I just don't get where it came from. I don't remember, how did they start arguing? I don't really, did they like skip past that, or like I just feel like we didn't really witness the fight. We just witnessed, you know, Tom's take on it and maybe a little of hers. Like, where did this fight come from?
Yeah, well, that's what they're classic. It's so funny because they're cutting out these bits that we really want to see, and then they're putting in these bits that we've seen in previous episodes. But what pretty much happened, they call her Tequila Katie because when she gets on the tequila, she's a bit of a rowdy bitch, and she got a little bit rowdy, and she was kind of bad-mouthing Ariana, and all the girls were, you know, getting in on Ariana. And Tom just simply said, you know what, girls, like, she's supposed to be your friend, and maybe look a bit from her perspective. And she cracked the shits. She said, how dare you not defend me? And Tom said, you know, we don't always have to agree. Like, we're allowed to have different opinions. And then she went for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The way, that's your fiance, you, especially over texting, so you're gonna have an argument not only in person, not only on the phone, but through texting. Come on, that's like low on both of their ends. You're gonna have an argument through texting, like mean things said to that person. I'd be like, I'd get my phone and I'd call them in a second. Like, I'd be like, I'm not doing this over texting. The fact that they're both okay with that is just, I guess that's how they want to run their relationship.
Yeah, well, as we've been calling them trash in the past, trash. That's been our new favorite thing for calling them all. But
obsessed. I love it.
I think that's where we're kind of getting sick of the show, because we love the drama, we love the show, but it is starting to get to the point that they're just looking for drama. Whether it be they're actually like that in real life, or whether it be like for the show.
They're just like looking to stir drama because, I mean, let's get into the whole Palm Springs situation.
Yeah.
So Stassi, There was who was it there? So there was Stassi. There was who else? was she
Rachel and
with?
Kristen.
Rachel and Kristen.
Yes.
Okay. And I was like, my names today. I was like, wait, which one's there? Okay.
Yeah.
So they were at Palm Springs, and they invited Scheana. And Scheana and Katie come along and basically to surprise Stassi. And this is just another thing that like the whole drama thing. Like I feel like this was the most dramatic thing of the night, which is kind of showing that the show is losing things to talk about, because they go to Palm Springs and Stassi basically, the second that the doors open and Katie walks in, Stacey starts like crying. And I think that it was hilarious because Stassi was crying and Katie didn't shed a damn tear. What do you think?
She's a pretty tough bitch. It's kind of funny though, because we're talking about the friendship dynamics last week, and because we had Jesse Montana on and stuff like that. It was funny because when he first came on, we were like grilling him, and then at the end we actually felt sorry for him because it's really not an authentic bunch of friends.
Nope, not at all.
They can say they have your back, but every single one of them stabs each other in the back 10 to 20,000 times. And it's just, I think we've seen this play out so many times with the friends. It just kind of goes around in a circle that they all stab each other in the back, and they're not good people. I'm just going to put it out. They're not really, at all.
I don't wish to be in their group at all. At all. I mean, it makes me thankful for my friends. And the thing is, you wonder how much of it is for TV. And so you're like, oh, maybe they're actually really good friends. But like from, doesn't really seem to be that way.
No, from all the insider, we're just being honest and real. From all the insider, it's actually much worse in real life. And it's kind of even disgusting, as we even know as AfterBuzz TV hosts. We're actually going to interview one of them next week.
This week,
this
Thursday,
week, of course, this
Katie.
Thursday, yeah. Yeah, and she wants to come in and stuff like that. But we've witnessed from the cast who have blatantly said that they're above appearing on our show.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly who said that, but obviously not Katie because she's coming. She couldn't come today because I don't know why, because they said something about filming, but I don't think they're filming now. Jesse made it seem like they'd start filming in May. So I don't know why she can't come tonight. So we're going to be doing pretty much like a spotlight on Thursday.
Totally.
I don't know if we know the exact time yet, but we'll, And
one thing I appreciate about Katie is I think that she is trying, a show like this is not going to last forever. Like it's already starting to go on the way out, and she's trying to build a brand outside of the show. So then when the show finishes, she's got something to hold on to and to make an income for, and then which she can rely on for the future. So I think smart girl there. I really back her there. Yeah.
I think that that's smart too. Whoever and Stassi, I think that she's smart because she's doing her whole talk show and she's kind of making a name. She's trying to make a name for herself outside of the show, and that's what Katie's trying to do with her blog and like as a hair and makeup artist and fashion and all that. Like I understand, like it's so it's so big to do that. So between her and Stassi, I mean, maybe they should really stay being friends because they both seem like the most driven ones out of the whole bunch to do something besides Vanderpump.
Totally, and good on Stassi for kind of playing the mean girl a little bit because she's playing the character a bit, and she has got talent. She does, in a sense. She's got an extremely interesting personality. People are fixated by her, and that does take some bit of talent for people to really be transfixed on what you're saying. But it's hard because obviously, we had Jesse dish the dirt on all of the cast last week, but I mean, he's like, how can you trust him? Like we don't know him from a bar of soap.
And he's so hard.
He's bitter that he's not on the show and that he was promised to be the star that he is. Because when I interviewed him the first time with Courtney, who was replacing all of you girls on set, it was very pretentious. Was very look how great I am.
Oh really?
And even like last week afterwards, I was talking to Megan and we're kind of saying, and you as well were saying how we felt sorry for him, and we were just saying we're just talking about Katie and. I feel bad for like just dishing the dirt on him, but it's just true. And we were kind of emphasising with him, and I said, it would be really hard because you were promised and to be portrayed in a certain way, and it was all gone away, and you're just trying to use your 10 minutes of fame to do something good. And then we were talking about Katie, and he said, yeah, she's too fat to have like a blog on beauty and health. And
he said those exact words.
None of those exact words. And I was
going to say, I don't remember that.
No, not those exact words, but pretty much said. No, actually, he did use those words. Like, yeah, he did.
Did I miss that? Because I didn't. I think
it was just me. It was just me and Meg. I don't want to throw him or anyone under the bus, but we were just kind of saying, we really.
I just remember talking about the blog and talking about like being a model and all that stuff. And I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think we all agreed that, like, we're not saying that. Like, I'd almost rather see someone succeed with that body type, and Stassi's new body type than that typical like model type. I think that's what he was getting at.
No, he wasn't at all. Because we were. That's
Wait, how did I like?
I think I don't think you were there. I don't think you were there for that. It was just me, Megan, and him for just a second.
Oh wait, this was afterwards. That's why I was like,
no,
wait.
it wasn't on the show. It wasn't on the show.
I was like, wait, hold on. I was sitting here the whole time, but we did talk about the blog.
No, because we did afterwards, because we were saying, because obviously, you know, we always get told, our fat shaming comments and stuff, but no, me and Megan were kind of saying, we really like that she's got the blog and the fashion thing going, because I think it's important for people to see, you know, normal size women. And then he threw the shade there and said she was, really? Because...
Oh, well, I wasn't there for that.
He definitely used the word fat, like definitely.
Oh,
yeah. And then that's when me and Megan kind of stood back and we're like, maybe we don't see. You could see it. It's funny because everyone's a human at the end of the day, and everyone puts a shield on, and can emphasize for everyone. But when he said that, we're like, you're just as bad as all of them. You're just the same.
Yeah, I didn't even hear that. Damn. But I mean, going back into the whole Katie and Stassi thing, because we're talking about, like, you know, the whole womanly bodies. They both, I feel like, especially, you know, when now I think Stassi looks better than she ever has.
She does. She looks really good because, yeah.
So going back to that and talking about, I feel like Katie is Stassi's ex. Like, I think I wrote down exactly what she said. I think that Stassi said that I feel like you're like an ex-boyfriend to Katie. And I felt like that's so true because Stassi was the one crying. Katie didn't say anything. Do you think that they feel the same way about each other? Like, it sounds like literally they're dating, but you know what I mean? Like, do you think that Katie cares as much anymore?
No. But I do think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it Hill-esque. Because remember, the Hills was the phenomenon before Vanderpump Rules. Nothing will ever beat it as far as a reality show is concerned.
Of course.
With ratings and all of that, it was at the top.
So you're talking about like Heidi, like comparing it to the way Heidi and Lauren were on the Hills.
It was, but I think what the difference is, Heidi wasn't a very smart girl, but the people on the Hills actually had a little bit of depth. Like, they did have a bit of substance.
Yeah.
There were brain cells. Like, you know, someone like Lauren Conrad, you don't build a $50 million empire for being dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, as much as I like Katie, and we're going to interview, I don't think she has the brain capacity to build a $50 million empire.
Yeah, and I mean, for anybody that doesn't know what the Hills are, because, I mean, some people may not, because it was a couple years ago, and years ago now. It was a reality show. It basically started reality television. Not like, I'm not saying it's the only thing that started, but for me personally, it was the first reality show that I watched. I'm not talking about like the whole, like, there's a lot of things that are like remember Tila Tequila and music? I'm talking about the whole friendship. How do you explain like the whole friendship kind of drama? Like that was the start, and basically Lauren, it was the main character, and her friend Heidi had a big falling out, and I feel like that's kind of like everyone on the show. They're all friends and they're all falling out, but Lauren just built a whole fashion empire. Like she knew she wanted to do that. I think that the people on the show maybe went on the show to be like, let me get my 10 minutes of fame, and then I'll figure out what I want to do with it. Lauren knew from the beginning, literally before the show, I want to be a fashion designer. I've watched stuff on her. So I think that that's probably the whole... The difference between them, and I think that's
what I think was lacking, because I remember watching The Heels. I'm just getting a few tweets about what people are saying.
What are they saying?
No, they're saying they're really liking our show tonight, and they're liking where it's going. Very natural, very organic, just the two of you chatting. You seem like great friends. Well, because
we are good friends.
We are good friends, that's why.
I loved it. He's meeting my mom tonight. I mean, it's that serious.
Oh my God, I'm so... Noreen?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited to meet Noreen. Oh yeah, because The Heels, because I was inspired by them.
I'm trying to find this.
Yeah, I think they've only tagged me in it, but that's all right. I'm sure you'll get a couple in a minute. Because The Heels, you found the people inspiring, because obviously their intention in life was to, you know, everyone, I've worked in bars and things like that, and you can't categorize people, but these people moved to LA to be famous.
Yeah.
So they didn't care what they were going to be famous for. You know, bloody Scheana became famous for sucking some dude's cock who was married. That's how she became on the spotlight.
I think do you think she was trying to be like the next Kim?
Yeah, she was.
You know what I mean? Like doing that together. I don't think you could pay me money to be able to say that that's how I got famous. Like, go do this, release this, sex, whatever. I don't think that I could never be paid to do that.
Totally, and then she comes on, and then she won't come here because she's like, no, I'm too big. It's like, you became big for breaking up a family.
Wait, but she's not even that big.
She's not big, no.
Like, compared to all the other celebrities that are out there.
Totally, and like someone
know?
like Lauren Conrad, that the reason that all of her friendship group, they moved to LA because she wanted to be a fashion designer. She
Yeah.
wanted,
She had a purpose.
She had to work at Vogue. Like that's so prestigious. And then she met Whitney at Vogue, who is now once again built an empire and has New York Times selling books because she wanted to be on the show just to help with her career, to shed a light on what she was doing, to maybe help her career go on and all of that. Whereas these people have just gone on to be famous.
I think that's exactly that's the difference, is that these people went on not having a career goal, not knowing what they were doing, and they're trying to get on the show and on the hills, and they all had something. And even, I mean, going as far as we're not freaking celebrities, but I'm saying we both moved to LA, and people could be like, oh, well, you're doing the same thing, trying to do TV. Like, we have stuff that we like to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not just like, whether or not we were to go on a reality show, we at least have something to back it up. Like, we have something.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, everyone has their own opinions and stuff, so.
But I was proud of Katie in that argument when she did hold her ground, and Stacey did look a bit like a gibbering mess, which we did like, and it does. But it's like own your shit. Mess. And when Lisa was kind of saying, when they got back, that it's such a long friendship, it's been 5 years, it's just such a stupid thing to throw away. I think sometimes people grow apart, and it's time to let go. It's time to, especially someone like Katie, she's starting a career. She's coming on here, which I'm actually happy of, not to talk about Vanderpump Rules, but to talk about a business venture she's doing on Thursday.
Yeah, I like that. It's not just going to be all about the show.
And yeah, grow people. Like, if she just wants to get drunk at the bar, Stacey, and cause more drama, then you don't want that. That was your previous time,
sure. Katie,
when you were, she's about to get married and wants, a stable life.
Yeah, and I mean, we're gonna totally keep it real with. The thing is, it's like, she's never someone that I didn't like. I've always I never didn't like her. If she knows coming on, it may be a little different. We may be like,
yeah,
because we've haven't really been that nice to her. But yeah. I think that Katie, I think she's, you know what it is? I think she needs to find her niche, and I think that she's in the process of that.
She is.
Like I said, she's the only one besides what is everybody else doing, in all honesty? I mean, like I said, there wasn't really a lot that happened in this night's show, so I like that we're kind of taking this approach where we're just kind of, I feel like we're talking, bringing them into just life. I feel like we're your guys' therapists, and we're each other's therapists tonight. We're talking about life.
We totally are, yeah.
Life and Vanderpump, we're merging them tonight, because today was such a, I mean, nothing really good happened.
No, it wasn't a great episode, but and we'll have to bring out the boys, and obviously how Peter, the bartender of good old Sir, is dating a chick with, this made me laugh, he's dating a chick with a kid, and I mean, no, I don't care, I'm going to go there and be a judgmental asshole. I love where she's like, here are the rules. You don't have to follow them. I just thought I'd write down some rules because you're babysitting my kid. But don't follow them.
Wait, I love when you
just
talk.
Some rules.
I like when you talk like an American.
Oh, no, but that was
keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
Oh, no, it's so funny. I can't do it on the spot. I can only do it if people...
Really? Do I sound like I'm from Australia? Or is this sound Australian or British? Well, that one just sounded British. But if I say trash... That sounds like Australian when you say it. That sounds like New Zealand, but one thing you sound like Miley Cyrus. When Miley Cyrus comes to Australia, when she used to go up with the Hemsworth, and she used to impersonate Australians, that's what you sound like, girl. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
You're good,
English.
You're good, yeah.
Okay,
good.
Let's get back to
I
the
put
show.
you on the spot. I just made you nervous.
Oh, no, I'm not nervous. I think I just tried to do Australian, but it always ends up being not Australian.
That was pretty good.
Really?
I think you deserve a gold medal. Hallelujah. Actually, tweet us. What did you think of Justine's accent? That is Australian. Give us a bit of tweet. What is it, Justine DiVanna 3?
Justine DiVanna 3, or on YouTube.
Awesome. But what would you do? Would you date a guy with a kid or not?
You know what? That's such a funny question, because I think that it depends on how much I like the guy. Because if you like the guy, and it also depends on the kid. Because if say that I have friends that, they really, really like the guy. So it's you kind of just automatically like their kid because it's a part of them, But then I know that there's people that have the craziest, brattiest, annoying kid that you're just holy shit, how am I going to deal with this? So I think it depends. Honestly, I think it would be hard. I would rather not. If I'm being honest, I would rather not because I want to be a mom when I'm ready, and I don't want to be a mom or a stepmom when I'm not.
Totally.
And I know that a lot of friends that were kind of forced into that situation, and especially then you break up with them, and then, you know, if there's a breakup and then the kids are in the middle. I know I'm going way too into depth, like if I was to date them and we broke up, but there's just a lot that goes on. It's not just about you and him. There's like so much that goes on with having a kid. So like I said, it depends.
Yeah, it was funny because Schwartz was, you know, in particular, all the guys and Jax were like kind of loving playing with the kid because they were saying they're big kids themselves. And then at the end, we kind of cut to Ariana and we got more about her. And that's what she's sick of. She's sick of everyone acting like a kid. And then there was Lisa saying you don't throw that relationship away with Scheana. But as we know, she's, you know, got Sheena's back because, you know, her daughter, what's her bloody name, Pandora, and Sheena's been friends.
I know, I always forget her name.
You know, since before we bloody know. But
we'll go back to that really quick, talking about the guys. Tell me if you agree with this. The guys that kind of love like playing with the kid. They liked playing with the kid. They were with him for like what? 3 hours.
3 hours.
So
they love
kids.
fun. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's fun. Now let's like actually make them their kid. I mean, it's different when you have a kid, I hear. But I mean, they're like all being all lovey, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, okay, how about you spend a little more than 3 hours with him and let's see how cute you are with him.
Well,
like,
even Jack said like, oh, I don't think I could do that yet. And we saw no fake tit, Brittany. We want to see the fake titties, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
She was like, because did you see her at an event, Seth? Was she you?
I was just gonna say. So I did the red carpet at the Hair and Makeup Guild Awards. It wasn't with AfterBuzz, but I hope to do stuff with AfterBuzz in the future. It was actually for one of my friends. He does hair. And so I represented him. And at the after party, I went in and I knew it was her. Like for the second I heard her voice and she was like, kind of like a cocktail waitress walking around when it's like, you've been to obviously like some after parties and there's a bunch of people walking around with hors d'oeuvres. Am I saying it right? Hors d'oeuvres.
Do you know what that means? You're a cocktail waitress. That means you are a waitress.
She was like with like little like food, whatever. And I heard her talking and I turn around like in 2 seconds and I was like, you are Brittany from Vanderpump, right? Like, cause I didn't want to like, I don't know, you want to make it polite where it's like, you're not just like, kind of asked like a question, you know what I mean? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I actually do your after show for AfterBuzz TV. And
she's like, oh, ding, gang, woo!
Yeah. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, mama, I'm famous. Yeah. I'm on the AfterBuzz TV.
And I asked her, well, I think it's funny because she's been on it like what? Not even a season, on and off. Katie's coming to see us Thursday. I asked her, I was like, you should come on. And she's like, oh yeah, my friend Jesse's been on, blah, blah, blah. And I said Faith was on, and I was like, would you like to be on? She was like, oh yeah, like take down I was like, trying to get her email or her phone number, whatever. She's like, yeah, down my email. I emailed her and never heard back. Okay, that's great. She was on Watch What Happens Live, maybe like last week, and like, I'm sorry, does she think I might be jumping to conclusions that she thinks she's too cool to come on our show? Never even responded like, thank you for the invite. No, nothing. Sorry, but you like really, you're not even a main character on the show. Do you agree with me?
I know, I do agree with you. I just think it's so funny, even with the whole like, I mean, because I've got a little bit of dirt, which is outside the Vanderpump Rules show.
Oh, God.
But I went to a very naughty Oscars party on Thursday night, hence why I've still got Thursday night for Oscars. Yeah, that's why I've still got a hickey on my neck. Because you asked me about that.
Hickey?
I did. It was a rowdy night. And anyway,
thanks for inviting me.
I literally only found out last minute.
Really?
I just got in and stuff, and when I'm drunk, I forget that I'm poor. Because
I do too.
I forget that I'm poor. So I was driving around in the black SUV, the Chevrolets, like everyone else, and I had the Kardashians driver. Like.
Oh really?
So I got the dirt on them, and I said,
what? I know this is not the show. No. I need to write this down so I can talk on my Cocktails with Chloe after show.
Oh no, fans all love it. They love the Kardashians. They love all of it. So and they were telling me, and it relates to Scheana. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Okay, so it is related to Scheana.
It is. That they were telling me that the Kardashians don't really look at their staff, don't really feed their staff, don't really treat them like real people, except for Kendall, the tall model, Victoria's Secret. And they'll be in events and the staff will work 10 to 12 hours, we'll barely give them a break, we'll barely give them food, we'll not look them in the eye, we'll not say thank you.
What?
But Kendall, every single time will come over and bring food. She's the only one that ever looks them in the eye and says thank you.
Not even Kylie?
Yeah, not even Kylie. No,
I mean, it doesn't really
apparently she's got the worst attitude out of all of them, and it brought me back to Scheana, and Same thing.
Really?
Everyone I know that's dealt. Yeah.
How do you know the driver knows Scheana too?
Well, the driver doesn't know Scheana because Scheana probably can't afford to drive in that car
I
too
figured.
often. Yes, but just I've dealt with her a few times. I've met her at events, and she acts like she's above everyone else. And you've got to think. Once again, like Kim became famous from her sex tape. You became famous from sucking a married man's penis.
I thought you were saying that to me at first. When you started saying, I was like, what?
No, and it's like, remember where you came from. That's how you became famous.
I think that's
so. Where's the ego? Why are we feeling
Yeah.
better than everyone else now? I think you're actually kind of disgraceful how you became famous. I think you need to try and give back to society. Give a bit good to the community, and remember that you're just the girl that sucks some married guy's cock, and that's why you're on a show, and that's why you've got money.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way that people feel so entitled. And I think, like, coming back to Vanderpump, I'm very curious to who is nice and who's not, and kind of I think it's the way that you treat people, obviously off screen, is like, especially the people that are creating your show. So, everyone that's the staff is making you who you are.
Yeah. And that's why, when we've talked to staff members of Vanderpump Rules, they've said the same thing. They're all horrible, but they all love Ariana. And that's why Ariana, at the end, he's like, I don't want to even salvage this relationship anymore.
And we've had conversations how Ariana's boring, her and Tom, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then now I'm looking into it, and this is not even just because of what,
what we've heard from behind the scenes.
Oh my God. Jesse, not because of even what Jesse said, and a lot of people have said that Ariana's cool. I think that she's just done with the bullshit. I think she's the most real one, and she's not creating drama, so we're like, oh, she's too cool. But now I'm kind of like, wait, she probably is so much
She's the coolest. She gets it. She's like, do you know what? I'm already signed on to the show. I'm already getting some hot money and all of that. But I'm not gonna fall into this trap of these idiots. She is above it. She is above it because she knows.
She is above it.
She totally is. And that gets me into a very exciting moment of our show because we've got 5 minutes left. I've got the 5 minute in my ear, the 5 minute on the sign. So let's do some predictions.
That's what I was gonna say. Let's do some predictions.
Woo! I love going like woo.
So, like, what kind of predictions do we have today?
Oh, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I think the predictions will be that. I don't know. I really want to see more of James. And my prediction is, I want my prediction to be that we're going to see more of James next week. But, like, they just haven't been showing him. So my predictions are that Scheana's going to keep being a little bitch.
Yeah.
And we didn't add in, sorry, totally forgot to add in that they were at the pool and she was crying and making it all about her and how she doesn't have friends and now that, like, all whatever. I think it's going to be more of the Scheana show. Like, she makes everything about her.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot that we didn't put that in there.
That's why, because we watch it and we forget about it. We don't even want to remember a thing about the poor girl. But what am I predicting? I'm predicting what I always say. I don't know what I'm predicting, but I say I hope what happens because Lisa Vanderpump is very like, oh darling, like don't do that, darling. No, this is how you run your life. But she wants them to be hot messes because it's bringing her in the ratings. I actually want to see James go to therapy because he needs to go to therapy. I want to see people call out Scheana. It's very obvious that she's a shit stirrer. So why? I don't care if she's the main girl. You need to go and confront, even if she's the most powerful. Everyone's got to go and confront her. And I want to get a bit more real. I don't want the producers to just get them drunk and to see all the mental illnesses come out when they're drunk, because that's really what it is. A lot of the time, a lot of them have all these problems, and then they get them drunk, pop them on stage.
I think I'm just kind of bitter that they think they're better than the show, like that like they all had their chance to come in here like last year, year before, and now all of a sudden they're too big. I think it pisses me off. That's why I'm like, well, at least Katie is open to even just doing interviews. I think that it's just like, I don't know, I think I'm bitter about it.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not bitter about that at all. As I said, I just wouldn't want a part of it. I just feel like I feel, as I said, after, like, that is the way that they live. That they think that they're above people. That they think that that the biggest thing in their life is when someone says something behind someone's back. But when you watch the Oscars, like we did yesterday, they're not on the Oscars red carpet. They're not even going to the after parties.
Exactly.
Because society looks at them as a joke. They really do, and it's escapism and it's all of that. But everyone looks at them as a big fat joke, and they think that they're above it all, like it's the joke's on them.
Well, this episode, I thought there was gonna be a little disaster with me and you because we're always we're always like talking the most shit and going all over, and then Megan's like calming us down. But I feel like we actually had a pretty like mature show today, me and you.
No, I think it was very validated. Like I don't think we went anywhere because I mean, obviously, I get it. You're on a show, so on Vanderpump Rules, I do throw them a bone when they do say controversial things. I say controversial things on this show just to be controversial because it's funny. It's supposed to be a show.
Of course,
you're supposed to laugh. You can't take yourself too seriously. But no, it'll be interesting to see what happens next week, and I can't wait to have Megan back. And
I know Megan will be back next week. We're so excited about that. But yeah, so Dan, let's wrap this up and tell us where we can find you.
So you guys can find me on the Instagram at Dan Babic. That's DanBabic. And then you can find me on Twitter at Dan Babic with an underscore. So get on the tweet. Oh my God, I've got so many tweets here.
Tweets. I don't get any love.
I love the tweet her as well.
Okay, so I'm on Twitter at Justine DiVanna3. That's DiVanna, and you can find me on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine.
And just quickly, I know we didn't get to the Oscars fashion because I've got some here what we thought about the Oscars, but we will answer all your questions on Twitter. So let's get into Oscars on that. It's been a great week, and it's going to be an even better week next week because we have the full panel back with our girl, Megan Stacker.
Yeah, so everybody have a good rest of your night, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.